Okay, think we're going. So, couldn't seem to get to live to work, but anyway, recently, me and my nephew, Trace Carper, made a little trip down to Lake Fork, caught a few fish. Thought I'd go over some of the baits we use real quick, rods, reels, setup, that kind of sort. Shouldn't be but a minute or so. But anyway, the first good bass I caught was on this guy here. Very old school bait. Caught a lot of big fish on this bait. It's 4.5 inch Gene LaRue crawl worm, the original crawl worm, I think, made by Gene LaRue. It's been out for a very long time. I've used it for 20 years. Caught my personal best on this very worm here on Millwood Lake in Arkansas. It weighed 1339. I've caught another fish that weighed probably 10, maybe a little better on this bait. Anyway, I caught a 630 on that on Lake Fork Monday morning, about 10 o'clock, 3 foot deep, 3.5 foot deep, in a little flooded brush. Important thing about this bait is you want to pitch and flip it in the timber down at Lake Fork, usually in the deeper timber, 12 to 18 foot deep. You don't want to use a hook over a size 3, a 3/0 hook, and you want to use a offset shank hook, not a big wide gap hook, just a 3/0 offset shank. I prefer a Gamakatsu, works great for me, don't lose very many fish. The reason you use the 3/0, even a 2/0, as a matter of fact, is you keep the bait from, when you pitch it out there, it just falls free. You want to peg the sinker, give a little tiny bit of room between the bobber stop and the sinker. Lead, tungsten, both work fine. I prefer 5/16. That's my favorite size. I'll go up for the wind, depending on how hard the wind's blowing. But this guy right here, pitch it out there along the trees, feed the line down, watch it. It'll tick if you get a bite. Usually you won't feel a bite, but it'll tick, it'll jump while you feed it down. Sometimes they'll bite it on the bottom and you'll feel it. It's pretty rare, but it's a great bait for a Lake Fork. It's a really good bait to pitch deep timber around any lake that's got timber on it. Just an all-around great bait. But to get back to the hook, the reason we use a 2 or 3/0 hook is keeps the line, it keeps the bait straight, keeps the line from twisting while you're fishing it. If you'll look at this line right here, that's you can't see much of it, but pull it out a little bit. But that's 2 days of pitching this bait around. I've never retied it, didn't do anything. Original weight, not the original bait. I went through about 4 or 5 of them. Original hook. Now I caught multiple fish on this, and this line is just still pretty straight. 20-pound test fluorocarbon. You guys know how stiff that can be. So 20-pound test Seaguar InvizX fluorocarbon. It's great. It's really tough. Does a great job. 3/0 hook, 2/0 hook, maybe even better. But it keeps the line from twisting while you're fishing it. And that's the main goal of the smaller hook. I've never lost a fish on these smaller hooks, no problem, even flipping shallow brush. So great bait. Second bait I want to talk about that I used, I caught a 671 on this one. Caught a 630 on the other one's the biggest fish, several 4s and one that would have went over 5 easy. This right here is a 1/2 ounce white and silver jackhammer chatterbait. I like the jackhammer. You know, there's a couple things about the jackhammer chatterbait that I really like. Number one, it's got the size on the head, so I know what weight of it I'm throwing all the time. It's a great second, you know, I mean, check it and see. 3/8 really good, 1/2 ounce is really good, 3/4 ounce is really good if you're fishing a little bit deeper. But the bait's got a lot of vibration. It's a great vibration. It starts working as soon as it hits the water. As soon as you crank the reel, you start getting that vibration. So it's a great bait. Brett Height done a great job designing this bait. For the trailer, that's just a little, I think that's a 3.5 inch skinny dipper, 3.5 inch Reaction Innovation skinny dipper. Awesome bait on the back of a chatterbait. Got a little wag to it. It's not too much, not too little. It don't affect the vibration of the chatterbait any at all. Doesn't seem like. Seems like the best paddle tail I've actually used with it. Works great. But I caught a 667 on this bait right here, and if you watch the video of that I posted online, about as soon as the bait hit the water and I turned the handle of the reel, the fish grabbed it. I mean, the bait didn't vibrate maybe 3 times, and the big old fish just mounted up on it. And I caught a number of fish on Lake Fork this weekend on this. I know I haven't posted that much about it, but caught a number of 3 to 4 pound fish on this. Up shallow too, 1.5 feet, 2 foot of water. This is a shad spawn deal. Lake's up a little bit, pulling a little bit of current, but they seem to really like this combination right here for whatever reason. Bite didn't last real long, but every now and then throughout the day you'd get a bite around the grass with it. Just a good all around bait. I prefer the jackhammer. I know they're a bit expensive. I'm not going to say they're any better than any other one out there. They're not a sponsor, but trial and error. I've tried a lot of them. It seems to do some things others don't. It's got a good hunting action, which I like. Bait will wag side to side, and it darts right and left every now and then. Just a great bait. Catch a lot of fish for me. And it's not typical to catch fish on real smooth water with a chatterbait. Smooth. The water was a bit dirty. It wasn't really bad down at the south of the fork where I was fishing. But it had enough stain to it that something like this would work. We also caught some fish on a Carolina rig lizard, Carolina rigs, Zoom French fry, Zoom lizard. But the main bait for me that I caught most of the fish on was this guy right here, and I never changed it. Great deal, great combination, works phenomenally in the grass. Hydrilla milfoil works great in. Pepper grass, not so much. It'll kind of wind up in it. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of what me and Trace used over the past weekend to catch our fish. We had a great time. Stayed at the Oak Ridge Lodge down there. Can't say enough about those guys. They were great. The food in the restaurant was pretty spot on, especially the cheeseburger, as Trace would say. The bacon cheeseburger was really, really good. So anyway, if you guys get down there and fish on Fork, just stop by there and say hi to the guys at Oak Ridge Lodge. Rooms there aren't bad, reasonable, $65 a night for right there on the water. Can't really beat that. Got a little boat ramp, public ramp just right down the street. Really good ramp. So that pretty well conclude this, and I'll catch you guys on another time. We'll shoot some more video and show you some more things we're doing. Have a good one. God bless. Bye-bye.